Have you ever heard of the Ark of the Covenant? This sacred object, shrouded in mystery and prophecy, is not just a relic of the past. It is one of the greatest enigmas in human history. Built under divine orders, covered in pure gold and containing the Ten Commandments, the Ark was no mere chest. It carried unimaginable power. Biblical accounts tell of defeated armies, parting seas, and razed cities in her presence. Kings feared her, priests protected her with their lives, and at some point in history, she disappeared. For Jews, it is the missing link with God. For Christians, a symbol of the divine covenant. For Muslims, a sacred relic mentioned in the Quran. But after centuries of searches, wars, and legends, one question still echoes in the shadows of time. Where is the Ark of the Covenant today? And if it is found, what would that mean for the world? The Ark of the Covenant was not just a sacred object, it was a divine device. The Bible describes powers that defy human logic. When the Israelites crossed the Jordan, the waters parted at the touch of the Ark, like an echo of the Red Sea. As soon as the feet of the priests who carried the Ark touched the water, the river stopped flowing. Joshua 3:15-16. In battle, she was invincible. The Philistines captured her, but were cursed with plagues and boils, forced to return her with offerings of gold. The hand of the Lord was heavy upon them, and he afflicted them with hemorrhoids. 1 Samuel 5:6-9. Even looking at her was deadly. A man named Uzzah touched her to stop her fall, and was struck down on the spot. The anger of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and God struck him there because of his iniquity. 2 Samuel 6:7. It was the heart of the covenant, God's invisible throne on earth. Within it were the tablets of the law, a pot of manna, and Aaron's staff that miraculously blossomed. I will place the Ark of the Covenant in the midst of my people Israel, and I will never remove it again. Jeremiah 3:16. But prophecies suggest that its destiny is not yet over. The book of Revelation speaks of the Ark reappearing at the end of time. The temple of God in heaven was opened, and there was seen in his temple the Ark of his covenant. Revelation 11:19. Kabbalist rabbis believe that its rediscovery will herald the Messianic age. Where is it now? What would happen if it returned? The ancient texts warn its power has not disappeared, it is just waiting for the right moment. And then, the Ark simply disappeared. The most sacred object in history, capable of toppling empires, disappeared without a trace. The Bible holds enigmatic clues about its final destination. In the second book of Maccabees, there is a chilling story. The prophet Jeremiah, warned by God, hid the Ark in a cave on Mount Nebo before the Babylonian invasion. The prophet, following a divine revelation, ordered the tabernacle and the Ark to accompany him to the mountain where Moses had seen God's inheritance. 2 Maccabees 2:4-5. But there are other grim possibilities. In 586 BC, Nebuchadnezzar's armies invaded Jerusalem, burning Solomon's temple to the ground. The Babylonians plundered all the sacred treasures, but the Ark does not appear in their records. Was it destroyed in the fire, stolen and melted down as a war trophy? Or, as some scholars believe, did the priests hide it in secret tunnels beneath the Temple Mount, where it would lie untouched for millennia? The prophet Jeremiah left a disturbing clue. At that time, Jerusalem will be called the throne of the Lord, and all the nations will be gathered to it. Jeremiah 3:17. Could the Ark still be there, waiting to be revealed at the perfect prophetic moment? Or was its destruction the tragic end of an artifact that defied the laws of physics? One thing is certain. Since that day, no one has been able to say for sure what happened to the Ark of the Covenant. And this silence is what fuels the greatest mystery in sacred history. Did the Ark of the Covenant ever leave Jerusalem? Many believe that it remains hidden somewhere beneath the holy city, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. Scripture suggests that the prophet Jeremiah hid the Ark before the Babylonian invasion, but where exactly? One of the most fascinating theories points to the labyrinthine tunnels that stretch beneath the Temple Mount. The legendary Zedekiah's Tunnel, an underground network stretching hundreds of meters, may hold the secret. Some scholars believe that the first temple priests used these secret passages to hide the Ark and other sacred treasures before the arrival of the Babylonians. Rabbi Yehuda Getz, the former guardian of the Western Wall, claimed to have been close to the discovery. In 1981, he led a secret excavation that reportedly reached a point where heavenly sounds were heard coming from a sealed chamber. However, the work was abruptly halted by Muslim protests. Could this be the hidden place of the Ark? Getz himself believed so, quoting Psalm 132:8, "Arise, O Lord, and come into your resting place, you and the Ark of your strength." To this day, archaeologists and explorers search for answers in these forbidden tunnels. But one question remains. If the Ark really is there, why hasn't it been found yet? Is the world prepared for what would happen if it were unearthed? Get ready for a story straight out of a sacred epic. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Ark of the Covenant is not lost. It has been resting for over 3,000 years in the small town of Aksum, guarded as the nation's most precious treasure. How? The answer leads us to the legendary Menelik Sai, son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. The Ethiopian chronicle Kebra Nagast relates that Menelik, on a visit to Jerusalem, took the Ark back to Ethiopia with him, accompanied by a group of Israelite priests. The book of Isaiah seems to echo this possibility. At that time, the Lord will again stretch out his hand to rescue the remnant of his people from Ethiopia. Isaiah 11:11. Today, the Ark would be kept in the Capella da Tabua, attached to the Church of Santa Maria de Sion, protected by a single guardian monk, the guardian of the Ark, who dedicates his entire life to the relic without ever leaving the sanctuary. But here's the mystery. No one but this monk is allowed to see it. Government officials, archaeologists, and even the Patriarch of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church are forbidden from entering. The academic world remains skeptical, pointing out the lack of concrete evidence and the impossibility of verification. Could this be the real Ark of the Covenant, or a powerful symbol of national faith? One thing is certain, Ethiopia stands firm behind its ancient conviction, and as long as the secret remains hidden behind those sacred walls, the world will continue to wonder. Could the most sought-after object in history be, at this very moment, hidden in the heart of Africa? Mount Nebo holds one of the most disturbing secrets about the Ark of the Covenant. According to the book of Maccabees, the prophet Jeremiah, warned by God, hid the Ark in a secret cave on this sacred mountain. The prophet, warned by an oracle, gave orders to bring the tabernacle and the Ark with him to the mountain where Moses went up to view God's inheritance. 2 Maccabees 2:4. This is no ordinary spot. It was here that Moses first glimpsed the promised land before he died. Archaeological expeditions have searched the area, but none have found the entrance to the legendary cave. In 1981, a group claimed to have detected anomalies underground using radar, but the excavations were halted for political reasons. Interestingly, the biblical text itself suggests that the site will remain hidden. The place will be unknown until God gathers his people and shows them mercy. 2 Maccabees 2:7. The mystery deepens when we consider that Mount Nebo is located in Jordanian territory, just 40 kilometers from Jerusalem. Could this be the final resting place of the Ark? Or is it waiting, as the prophecy says, for the divine moment to be revealed? Meanwhile, the wind blowing over the Jordan Valley seems to whisper, the answer is there, hidden in the bowels of the sacred mountain. It was AD 70 when Roman legions, under the command of the future Emperor Titus, reduced Jerusalem to rubble. The Second Temple, the pride of the Jewish people, was burning as soldiers plundered its sacred treasures. The Arch of Titus in Rome immortalized this victory, showing golden candelabras and sacred trumpets being carried, but there is one glaring absence. Where is the Ark of the Covenant? Some historians argue that the Romans took it as the ultimate trophy, hiding its whereabouts to avoid revolt. The prophet Daniel may have foreseen this moment. He will desecrate the sanctuary, take away the daily sacrifice, and set up in its place the abomination that causes desolation. Daniel 11:31. Yet no Roman record mentions the Ark, a silence that echoes down the centuries. Another grim possibility. The Ark was destroyed in the temple's flames. Flavius Josephus's accounts describe the fire as consuming everything, and the Jewish rebels may have burned it to avoid desecration. Or perhaps it was dismantled and melted down, its gold turned into coins to pay the Roman troops. Whatever the case, since that fateful day, the Ark's trail has disappeared into the mists of history. One disturbing question remains. Did the Roman emperors hide the world's most powerful artifact in some forgotten Vatican cellar, or are its pieces scattered about, waiting to be assembled like a divine jigsaw puzzle? What if the truth about the Ark of the Covenant is more extraordinary than we imagine? Some theories completely defy conventional history. The Knights Templar, during the Crusades, supposedly found the Ark beneath the ruins of Solomon's Temple and took its secret to Europe. For there is nothing covered up that will not be revealed, Luke 8:17. Could this revelation be stored away in some secret archive? Others go further. What if the Ark was not a religious object, but an advanced piece of technology? Some fringe researchers suggest it could be a divine energy generator, or even an extraterrestrial device. The biblical descriptions of its ability to kill with lightning and bring down walls echo eerily with modern concepts of energy weapons. The portrayal of Indiana Jones popularized the idea of the Ark as a supernatural weapon. But the reality may be even more shocking. Ancient astronaut theorists point to Exodus 25:10-22, where God gives precise instructions for its construction, almost like a technical manual. Could we be looking at an artifact from lost civilizations whose true purpose has been forgotten? While mainstream science rejects these ideas, the mystery persists. Why did such a powerful object simply disappear? The answer may lie not in the history books, but in the shadows where faith, myth, and the unexplained meet. The mystery of the lost Ark persists for a disturbing reason. Its discovery may be impossible by conventional means. The Temple Mount, the most likely location of its whereabouts, is a veritable political and religious minefield. Archaeological excavations are virtually forbidden in this area, sacred to Jews and Muslims, as prophesied in Daniel 12:4. Many will run to and fro and knowledge will increase, but some secrets will remain sealed. The dispute between Israel and Palestine has turned the site into a geopolitical time bomb. Any attempt to search for it could trigger a conflict of biblical proportions. Furthermore, the historical sources are deliberately vague. Did the ancient priests want it never to be found? Psalm 27:5 suggests, "In the day of trouble he will hide me in his pavilion. In the secret place of his tent he will hide me." The leading experts agree, if the Ark still exists, it is protected not only physically, but by a divine conspiracy of silence. Perhaps it is waiting for the right moment to reveal itself, or perhaps its mystery is never meant to be solved. After all, as Ecclesiastes 8:17 says, no one can fathom the work of God, and in that case, the search may be more important than the find. Imagine the world waking up to the shocking news that the Ark of the Covenant has been found. Religions would be shaken to their foundations, Jews awaiting the Messiah, Christians revising prophecies, Muslims re-examining their traditions. As Revelation 11:19 says, the temple of God in heaven was opened, and the Ark of his covenant was seen in his temple. But what if it appeared here on earth? Geopolitics would collapse. Jerusalem, already contested, would become the epicenter of a global crisis. Who would have right to the relic? Archaeologists would doubt it, scientists would rush to test its supposed powers, and governments would fight to control the most dangerous artifact in history. Zechariah 2:13 warns, "Let all flesh keep silence before the Lord." But the modern world would never be silent in the face of such a revelation. Behind the mystery lies a deeper question. Do we really need to find it? The Ark has always been a symbol of unshakable faith, not physical certainty. As Hebrews 11:1 reminds us, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Perhaps its true power lies precisely in its remaining lost, a mystery that unites religions in the search for the divine. So we leave you with the final question. If the Ark of the Covenant were to appear tomorrow, would the world be prepared for its consequences, or are some truths meant to remain forever hidden? What about you? What do you think would happen if the Ark of the Covenant was actually found? Would it be the definitive proof of divine intervention in history, or a secret that should remain hidden? Leave your personal theory in the comments. If this mystery fascinated you as much as it did us, you'll want to discover another forbidden riddle, the hidden truth of the Apocrypha, why these books were banned from the Bible. The link is in the description below. Old books, censored truths and revelations that can change everything. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Each like helps bring more investigative content like this.